Hey guys, it's Jamie here. Thanks for the reaction or reception to the last personal video. I may do more of them, I don't know yet. But I did notice that one of the Espresso Club members said they hadn't got started on the projects because they were having a bit of a block or procrastinating, something I do a lot of. So I thought we'd do a little exercise today that has nothing to do with the quotes that you were given or the challenge criteria, but still using photos. So in the shop and in Art Tribe group, you'll find these set of photos. And obviously you're going to want to cut those out. You can either fussy cut them or cut them as photos. For this exercise, I'm cutting them as actual photographs, not fussy cutting them. And then the other things I've got, literally I went food shopping earlier. So I have torn up bits of boxes from where I was putting things into jars for the Airbnb guys. I bought some more mattress protectors and they had that bit of cardboard in them. And I've got my box of scrap papers and I have black ink and I've got the vintage photo ink. And if possible, I'm going to stick to just using those items. And the main thing I'm going to be doing, because it will still be very simple collage using the photographs, is working on some basic collage principles. And my basic collage principle is to use things in sets of 3, 5, 7 or 9. And that's what I'll be working to. The other thing I'm going to do, just for fun, is set a timer and see what I can produce and how many I can produce in 45 minutes. So this is a timed exercise where hopefully I don't overthink things and I just do, and some of those results might be something worthy, if you like, of putting in a frame, and others might be trash, and who cares, because it's just paper and scraps. I will also have with me matte medium and a glue stick, and I think that's about it. Okay, let's get to it. To start the process, what I'm going to do is use my black mount board frame to score out the area that I want to keep my collage within. I have done zero prep in my 45 minutes, therefore I actually do have to cut out my photos. Unfortunately, my camera moved at some point, so this is actually slightly off camera, but the packaging that you could see was the one that came with the mattress protectors, and all I'm doing is ripping back to make it less thick and to reveal the ridging. I'm just testing how that piece of scrap ridge cardboard with some of the plainer pieces showing as well looks against that photo. And then I'm tearing off a piece from the coloured cereal box and trying those two pieces together. From my scrap box, I've pulled out some old gel print that I haven't used anywhere else, and I'm going to tear that down so that this piece has some colour in the background. Having got some colour with using the gel print, I decide that I don't also want the cereal box colour, so I simply turn that piece of cardboard over. The only thing I did really think about with this piece was whether I wanted to keep that white paper showing through or whether I wanted to edge it with vintage photo or black. I decided I wanted to go for a grungy look, so although I like the starkness of the white, I do end up inking round these pieces. To create some contrast in the edging, I've decided that the photographs I'm going to ink with black, and then the paper and cardboard pieces I will ink round with vintage photo. And for continuity, I will do that with every collage I manage to do within this 45-minute deadline. The only exception to that thought process was the ridge cardboard. Because I wanted those ridges to really show up, I used some black. And now I'm just using my matte medium to start to build some layers on the mixed media, or it could even be watercolour paper, I can't remember. And I'm smoothing pieces together to try and get them to adhere properly as I go along. As you can tell, what I generally do is just keep testing how I want things to look before gluing them down. I never get to glue them as accurately as I test them. Having got the pieces adhered that I wanted or had already selected, I decided that I want to do a bit more. So I start pulling up more packaging, doing more edging to add even more layers to this piece. As you can see, I have forgotten my less is more rule, and I'm totally framing this woman with scraps of paper. At this point, I have to resist just keeping adding more and more layers and decide that will definitely do. Having used scraps of gel print in the first collage, I decide again, for continuity's sake, I will do the same in the next collage. And I've already decided I want to keep this one as simple as possible, just to demonstrate that even the simplest of things can look effective. So I had this idea, rather than add more and more different backgrounds, why not just have the same background, one behind the photo, one slightly covering the photo, and also have it so there's a gap, so it's like a torn pieces. I've edited out me edging these two pieces of gel print with the vintage photo because you really don't need to see that. So now I'm just showing you how I'm positioning them within my frame area. I mean, look at how cool that looks already. You don't really need to add more, just pull it all together. It's a really simple piece, but very effective. For this final piece, I didn't feel like I needed to show you the prep. However, everything I've done has been on the clock. I've not cheated at all. I knew for this piece that I wanted to use one of the words from the cereal box, because what was the point of having packaging with wording if I couldn't use it? So I chose the Cocoa Snaps, but will only be using the snaps part of that wording. I also have leftover gel print, so I'm going to try and incorporate that as well. That's to continue that continuity of using the gel print, and I found a scrap of dictionary or book page that I thought I could include for something different. Here I'm just resizing a few things, making them a bit smaller, a bit thinner, until I'm happy with how they're going to sit and look. Again, I'm trying not to overthink things too much, just look for some kind of patterning within the piece, so there's some repeating. While I am making incredibly quick decisions, I still don't want it to look just thrown together. I am very quickly thinking through how it's all working as one piece. Not being a trained artist, I find it quite difficult to describe why I choose the things that I do over other options. For example, in this piece, I've got some scrap digital, I've got some gel paper, I've got a word, but there's no particular reason why I've lined things up as I have, just that it looks okay to me. Within my 45 minutes, I managed to do 3 pieces of collage. I think if I had prepped bits and pieces in advance, particularly the photos and some scraps of paper, I could have knocked out double, maybe even more than that. And because I do believe that framing makes all the difference, I wanted to show you these pieces once they had those black mounts around them. I hope you enjoyed this short break the block idea. I would love it if some of you gave it a go, and I will catch you very, very soon. Bye.